I was like, hashtag Madaras won. You know, Madara was the savior of the world, the savior of the world. Yeah, you know, he's not the savior of the world. You know, it's like a now he's all inflated. He gets absorbed by freaking Kaguya, and then freaking Kaguya's like, I'm gonna rule the world. And you're gonna have a bunch of minions and stuff. You know, now this Naruto has become Despicable Me. This is what this is. We're in Despicable Me now. This is gonna be Despicable Me 3 Naruto edition. This is what's happening. Hey, Kaguya wants everybody to be white Zetsu for some art. Get out of here. Suck, Kaguya. Suck. But in all seriousness, Techique got some explaining to do. Like, what's going on right now with this chapter, and even last chapter, there's some stuff he needs to start explaining, so we need to take a halt right now and just start explaining some stuff. So, Techique, I hope, and maybe in the next chapter you start explaining what the heck, what's happening here, because one of the things going on, which I'll go into later in my review, it can kind of become a plot hole, but it's already a pretty strong inconsistency right now. So again, I'll talk about that later in my review. But the other thing with this chapter as well, with this week's chapter, is one of those chapters where you're like, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. I'm so confused. I am so confused. I'm dumbfounded the rapper. But seriously, it's one of those chapters, but I think I know what's going on, and I'm going to explain it right now. But before we actually explain that, I want to talk about the color page a little bit, because the color page we got for this week's Naruto chapter was really nice, really clean, nice art, very beautifully colored. It's like it's like my mama made it. You know, it's real good though. And when it comes to like the concept of the color page, is really interesting as well, because it kind of reminds me of what Kishi was going to do with Naruto, because Naruto wasn't supposed to be a ninja manga. It was actually supposed to be about wizards and stuff like that. So seeing how this is, you have like the wizard Kakashi in there, and then we have Sasuke as a swordsman slash bow master kind of person, and then we got Naruto, I guess he's like a dragon tamer or something, because he's petting dragons, so I'm assuming he's a dragon tamer. And then we got Sakura, which I guess she's gonna, like, what, I guess be the really type, not really crap what she does, because, you know, she's freaking Sakura, she can go eat bricks for all I care. But it's just kind of interesting how he has that whole thing set up and everything. So I don't know, it kind of reminded me of what his idea could have been or something with Naruto, but it's nice, very nice. But alright, let me start explaining what's going on here. So basically, Madara is absorbing all this chakra that's coming from the God Tree, and when it comes to this God Tree in the chakra that's coming out, it's coming from the people, of course. So I'm assuming that, I guess, the people, like the chakra that came out of the people, I guess they die in between that, or like what happened? I wonder what happened with the people right now, because it's already pretty bad for them as it is anyway, seeing as they're like in that cocoon, and there's a reason why they're in that cocoon and what's about to happen to them anyways. But I mean, I feel like some already died, so I'm curious of who died exactly. But basically, Madara's getting all the chakra because Kaguya's making him do so, and he's expanding because his body can't take all the chakra. And so Naruto and Sasuke wants to go and try to stop this. Now on page 7, this is where things get kind of confusing, but at the same time interesting, because what's going on here is, we see on the first panel, we have Naruto and Sasuke there, and Naruto's running up. We also have Sakura in the back as well. She's just, you know, observing everything. She's basically the audience, basically, for us. And so we see Naruto running, and Sasuke is just standing there. On the next panel, Sasuke is gone, and Naruto actually, you know, proceeds to keep on running, and we see him further away. And we also see Sakura kind of like, huh, what happened? And so the third panel, we see Sasuke come back. He reappears, and he's somewhere else. So that right there in itself confirms, and it's a fact that he has teleportation. It's a fact that he has teleportation, you know, kind of jutsu with his eyes. So it's pretty interesting to see that he can do that, and I'm curious just how far it can go, because I mean they weren't that far from Madara, honestly. So honestly, he literally just ran like Naruto did. So why the heck would it just waste time? I don't understand why he would just teleport, because honestly, the teleportation didn't mean anything at the end of the day, because Kaguya ends up grabbing Naruto and him. So I mean, unless he did something in between the teleportation, then alright, but I don't see anything. I didn't see him do anything, so it's like, alright. And I guess that was just to confirm teleportation for Sasuke for us, so we as the audience know what's going on. And alright, then we get a bit of information, and this is where things get kind of odd here, because this is what I mean when it comes to, like, this can make a pretty big inconsistency. Now, Black Zetsu explains that Kaguya once actually used Infinite Tsukuyomi. So that right there alone was just like, what the heck, man? I mean, she was a rival goddess. She did rule by fear and everything, but she also even used this jutsu. Really? Like, that's crazy. But she used it. And again, that's why she's so freaking evil. But she used this technique, and what she used it for was to create soldiers, white Zetsu soldiers to be exact, actually, which is why the cocoons look like, honestly, like the bodies of white Zetsus. And I was wondering about that because the cocoons did look kind of similar. But this is where it gets kind of weird, because how the heck can you create white Zetsus by basically taking people, just regular people, and turn them, and they form after a while, and they turn into white Zetsu. That's basically how it happens. But from the explanation that we got from before this all this stuff going on, because what Madara did, Madara had to infuse Shinju DNA in order to create white Zetsus, which is what he did before. And even further to confirm this, they, in order to have more white Zetsus, they got Yamato's and took him and mass produced even more white Zetsus because of him, if you remember that. So it's like there's two, I guess I could say, like I said, like it can be inconsistency, but it can be easily explained by there's, I guess there's just two ways of doing so. But and the funny thing is, Kaguya made this was using this for like war, right? This is what it was supposed to be used for war. Honestly, from what we've seen from this war, actually here, white Zetsus aren't really that capable when it comes to fighting. You know, anybody can really take them out, as we've seen. They're not really that powerful. So, I mean, it's kind of like a useless battle with these pawns that she has, you know? So, my thing is, maybe the white Zetsus that we see and that's created from the Hashirama cells, maybe they're weaker or something. Maybe the way Kaguya does it is because, let's say, like hypothetically speaking, or I can use Raikage actually. Let's say she takes, because Raikage is in there, and Raikage transforms into a white Zetsu. Does that white Zetsu like get the form and abilities of said person that it transforms into, or just becomes a mindless white Zetsu like the ones we all known and seen? I'm curious, because if it's like a better version of it, then okay, then it's actually can be used for war and actually can do something. Otherwise, I said, it's just kind of like you just mass producing idiots that don't do anything. So I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Like I said, it's I won't say necessarily the plot hole, but again, I would love for him to actually explain this to me, or explain this to us, because we need to know what's going on. How can she just be able to do something like that? I mean, she is a god, but still, you know, like I said, we already had a way of actually creating white Zetsus from before, and it needed Shinju DNA, but the way she's doing, you don't need Shinju DNA, so I don't know, it's just like it's skipping a step. So that's like, it's kind of inconsistent here. So I'm just curious how this is all going to work out. And like I said, maybe it can just be made in two ways. So, I mean, that's just my 2 cents on the whole thing. Now, there's another thing that was kind of like odd about this as well. And I don't know if this is maybe a translation error or what, but Black Zetsu also then goes on to explain and say something to Sasuke, and he's like, huh, I guess you're not as smart as your brother Itachi. And I'm like, so what do you mean by that exactly? That what you, because it could just simply mean that he could have figured out what he was like, you know, saying, you know, what he actually meant, what Black Zetsu was actually meaning, but Sasuke didn't really know or something. It could be simply just off of telling it wise, or simply like maybe it's just knowledge, like simply knowledge. Like apparently Itachi maybe knew more than we even thought. Like maybe he knew about this whole Tsukuyomi plan, knew how it works and everything. Like he knew everything. Like, but the question is, would he know all this? Like, it's kind of weird that he even bring that up. That's why I'm just wondering what's the significance behind what he said there. So I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up though, because it's just kind of odd that came up all of a sudden. But yeah, you know, when we see Madara, he ends up getting absorbed by the Black Zetsu, and with Black Zetsu absorb him. Because the thing is, what happens here, this is what I think is going on here, is Madara had to become basically just a ball of chakra, which is what happened to him. Like, this dude literally, like, freaking tore apart. It kind of reminds me of freaking, like, Akira, if you watch Akira, because freaking, one of the characters, he was just kind of, I don't know, trying to spoil anything, but one of the characters, he started, like, expanding and crap and just going all over the place and all nasty and everything. He's nasty. It's disgusting. Like a bubblegum monster. God dang. But yeah, he was expanding and everything like that, and that's what's going on with him. And he just wasn't, all he became was a ball of chakra. And so I guess with him becoming a ball of chakra made it to where Black Zetsu can absorb him, and that's how Kaguya can come to be. So I mean, I don't know, it's just very interesting how this whole thing works here, but I'm assuming that's how it happened here. And Madara's no more. Madara's no more. Madara's done. That was gruesome. That was terrible, gruesome death. Like that was. I can't believe he did that to freaking Madara. Like, seriously, man. Dang. So with Kaguya out, apparently Kaguya is even more powerful the freaking Madara, and Madara was already freaking OP, and they already had trouble fighting him. So you're basically saying that there's like no stopping her. Like how the like the question is then, if she's really this powerful, if this is how powerful she really was, how'd she die? Who could have killed this girl? There's like what? Who would? And the other question is, who would dare? Who would dare throw the D at this girl? Like what? Because she made children, so she had to do something. So it's like, what? This girl's just so overpowered. It's not even funny. Like this is ridiculous. I don't even know how you're gonna stop her. But actually, there actually is a way to stop her. Because with this chapter on page 13, if you look at this, it's kind of interesting. But it seems that she was affected by Naruto and Sasuke's markings on their hand, because the markings lit up, and when they lit up, she's like, oh, get out of here, and she throws them away. So my thought is then, whatever happened right there, maybe if they come together, maybe they hold hands or something for some fruitcake crap like that. I don't even know. But the whole point is maybe they have to be together or something. I don't know how this is gonna work. But those markings are gonna be something that's gonna stop Kaguya. I think that's the only way at this point. I have to say, it's probably the only freaking way, because power-wise, even with the power at this point, Kaguya is just what? Like I can't even say anything. Just what? Because it's just like this doesn't make no sense. And Kishi was like, Madara's too powerful. I don't know how I'm gonna end the story. Oh, wait a minute. Let me make someone even more powerful. Kaguya. And so basically at the end of this chapter, and this is another interesting thing here, is that Kaguya didn't want to fight on that battlefield. You know, she didn't want to fight over there. She's like, this is my soil, this is my land. You know, I don't want to hurt it because, you know, it's right for the picking and people can be born and so on and so forth. So she's like, let's move. And boom, she teleports them to some cave where I guess there's lava in it or something. I mean, maybe this is a volcano. I don't know exactly where they are, but it looks like some lava because it's freaking bubbling and juicing and stuff like that. So, you know, they're all about to fall. Now, there's a way to have to save them all, because again, Sasuke can teleport. So that's all gonna depend on Sasuke, which is so freaking funny. But Sasuke, what he could do is there's two ways. He can either use his Susanoo, because Susanoo, as we know, is not affected by lava. So we can just get some Susanoo action, grab Naruto, get the sword, put it out, and let them grab it. Sakura and Kakashi to grab it. But the problem is Obito's there and he's falling, so you know, he'll be done. There's no saving him. He's gone. If he did that. But the other way he can do it, which would probably save everybody, is that he can just use his teleportation technique and teleport and get everybody out of there. That's one thing he can actually do. So I don't know what is gonna happen here, but they're in a world of danger. The fact that she can teleport them anywhere, she can probably teleport herself. Like she's all powerful being. There's literally not much they can do. I don't know how the heck they're gonna exactly defeat her, besides the fact that they're gonna use their markings to do something, because again, it affected her somehow. It made her weaker. You know, it's like her kryptonite. You know, when kryptonite gets close to freaking Superman's like, oh no, oh I can't. But yeah, so overall, I'll give this chapter. It was an okay chapter. Like I said, there can be some inconsistencies, but if Kishi can explain it thoroughly and make it make sense, and like I said, he can just simply say when it comes to white Zetsus that there's two types of ways of creating white Zetsus, then I'll probably be okay with that. But the whole point is he needs to start explaining some stuff, and I think next week's chapter it's possible that we might go into some kind of flashback or something, because we need to know what exactly did Kaguya do back in her time. What happened to her? Like, who killed her? Because that's the main question. Who could possibly kill someone as powerful as she is? I'm very curious how that actually went down, and just her reign as the person that ruled the world. Exactly, like what exactly did you? Why did you even need a freaking army in the first place? And seeing how powerful? Why? Just for why? Like I don't even understand why the heck you needed an army, because it's like you can just blink at somebody and they'll die. Like I'm actually not even kidding. So it's like, come on now. I don't even know, but yeah, so I'm done. Leave a comment below and tell me what you think of this week's episode. This week's chapter of Naruto. Like this review, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more Naruto reviews from me. So this is the Thabreakmaster, and until then, people, break out. Alright, so there's not really too much to say when it comes to this week's episode of Hunter x Hunter. So basically, the king is slowly regaining his memory, and not only just by the scenery, but also by words. Like one word that triggers some of his memory is actually Pito. He starts to remember Pito, and he's like, hey Pito, I know Pito. He's one of my roles.